Okay, let's try this again. For some reason it likes to freeze up, which doesn't surprise me. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh well, got further than the last one. Gotta work out how to restart a stream. For some reason the first one always freezes. Come on. If you're in the chat, say hi. But you don't have to like it. You don't have to. You don't have to comment. You can just sit there and watch. It's cool with me. But if you want to ask a question, just go right ahead and ask it. I wonder why the first stream freezes but the second one doesn't. Can anyone actually hear the sound effects in this game? The only trouble with live streaming is you constantly have to repeat yourself. Maybe I can just write it in the chat. That'd be easier. Maybe that's easier. Game seems so slow. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, this game can get really boring. And it's just the same thing over and over and over. And I don't mind you asking. You can ask anything you want. This game does get very monotonous. You know, sometimes you lose the will to play it. You know, the game has a habit of running the risk of there being no reward for effort. You know, like, for years I never missed a Grand Prix. I never missed an event. Every weekend. But this year, you know, I look at the GP and I think twice whether I want to do it or not. You know, a lot of times I just do GPs for the boost. If the boosts are no good, then I don't bother. But it does get monotonous sometimes. The other problem with it is too that you put all the effort in to do, you know, a really good weekend, you get a decent result, and then when you get the rewards, it's like, well, okay, for example, I scored P1 in Champs. I got 3, and my reward was 388 Epic Bortolettos. That is a Series 8 driver that has been maxed out since September. And it's like you put all the effort in, you get the good result, and then you get that. And it's like, why bother? But that's part of playing the game. That's the risk you run. You know, the last GP dropped 9 points, end up 32nd or something. And then you see other people that win GPs with like 50 points less. And it's just so frustrating. But that's all part of the game. I just wish there was some limit to the rewards. Like if you're in Champs, it should be like Series 10, 11 and 12 rewards, not, you know, you shouldn't be able to get like Series 1 Antonelli for winning Champs. It just seems unfair. But I doubt Hutch are ever going to change it. So it's either put up with it or stop playing it. And after playing it for 6 years, it's a bit hard to give it up. Because sometimes it's really fun to play. You know, the last weekend got 32, but the rewards were really good. So, you know, so in answer to your question, yeah, it does. That's cool. Even fat greedy bastards got to eat. Besides, it's 8 o'clock in the morning here. It is pretty funny, actually. I made shrimp Alfredo, but I'm not sharing because I'm a fat greedy bastard and you can't stop me eating it all. That's cool. Where are you from? What country are you from? Oops, should have pitted. Oh well. How far in front am I? They're still on wets. So, let's pit at least one, just in case. No, actually, pit this one. Because this one has got all the boost. What's the difference tyres make? I bet you P3 will catch P1. Hey, hey, Vo. P3. You gotta love this game sometimes. At least it wasn't P4. Hey, Bordelletto, there we go. And Kimmy. No, don't do that. Come on, piss off. Go, away. God, what a pain. Yeah, good old Bortoletto. It's not Bortoletto, it's Hadjar. Didn't think you'd get a podium star in a P3 though. That's unusual. But it's good to know. Oh, shit. Let's see what we can get. Probably nothing. Here we go. Yeah, not bad. At least it's something. And... oh, okay. Sauber. I'm going to miss Sauber. They've been around so long. And they've always hung in there. Teams have come and gone, but they've always stuck around. Mind you, they've had a few, what's the word? Incarnations? Reincarnations? They've probably had more name changes than any other team on the grid. But they've always stuck around. Okay, what are we going to do? Let's go this way. Brazil. Boom, boom, boom. I'm 63. Oh, it's March now, isn't it? So I'm 64 next month. And I've been into F1 since 1980. And that's only because 1980 was the first year they started televising it over here. since April 2020. I got into it when the pandemic started. Favourite team? Favourite team? I've always been a McLaren fan, but that goes back to the days of Prost and Senna, and they had the old Marlboro McLarens. And seeing there's an Aussie in McLaren, I don't know if I'm really a team person. I'm more a driver person. See, I'm actually a Formula One official, right? I'm a steward. I'm an FIA steward, and we're not supposed to have favourites, but we all do. So I try not to. I try not to get into who's my favourite or who's the best or all that. At the end of the day last year, Lando did the best job. He made the least mistakes. You know, if you go back, as much as I wanted Piastri to win, and with a 70-point lead he should have won, he made a lot of mistakes. You know, okay, he had a couple of calls go against him that I didn't agree with, but, you know, he made mistakes. But, you know, he hasn't been in F1 for all that long either. You know, he made the mistakes in Australia where he was, you know, slid around in the wet, ran off the track. He got the penalty for braking hard under a safety car. You know, the dive under Norris where he got Hulkenberg, I think it was. As soon as he went to do it, I knew he was going to hit somebody. So, you know, at the end of the year, if Lando had made one more mistake, Max would have beat him. And in Formula One, it's a case of who makes the least amount of mistakes. And Lando did, so good on him. And I think he should take it that, in reality, he was lucky. But he still made the least amount of mistakes. So it's in the record book, and Bortoletto, give him time, he might. You know, I can remember going back to the days of Mika Hakkinen, and no one ever thought he was going to win it, and he won it twice. And all right, the first time he won it was a bit controversial, but the second time he won it purely on his own merit, so... And no one ever thought he would. You never know with Formula One. Yeah, don't worry. This game, nowadays, when I first started playing this game was really easy. It was very, very simple. Basically, all you had to do was drive around, change tyres at the right time, and that was it. They've made the game so complicated now that I don't know how anyone who is new can play it. There's so many... Like it's gone through so many different changes over the years. Like every year it's different now. There's nothing the same now that it was 2-3 years ago. And it's really a hard game to... It's a really hard game to get your head around now. You know, with these stupid track stats. Like, we only have track stats now because people complain, we've got all these parts that we never use. Because back in the day, you worked out the best setup there was. That's what you put on it. You never used anything else. So everyone complained about, you know, we've got all these parts we don't use. So now they're complaining, we got all these track stats we don't understand. I think they've overcomplicated the game. I really do. Brazilian, cool. My all-time favourite driver is Brazilian, so, you know, Senna and Mo. Challenges. Thanks for the compliment, but I don't play this game for attention. I don't even have my channel for attention. The reason I started my channel was because I've got a shockingly bad memory. And what was happening was I was doing really, really good in the opening round. and I couldn't remember what I did for the final to play the final round. So I started recording them so I could go back and have a look at them, and that's the only reason. But, you know, if people watch it and they get something out of it and they, you know, they learn something from it, that's cool, that's good. But I'm not like most, I don't call myself a content creator, I just call myself a guy who plays the game and happens to record the races. You know, my day job gets me way more attention than I like anyway, because I'm a musician, and I'm not one of these people that really like attention, which is crazy. Like, you think playing in front of 20,000 people you'd love attention, but it just doesn't quite work like that. You've never seen a safety car in a race? Safety cars are a two-edged sword. They'll either work perfect for you, or they'll absolutely kill you. Sometimes they come out perfectly and you know, completely transform your race for the better, and other times they transform your race for the worst. It all depends what lap the safety car comes out on. Hulkenberg or Bortoleto. I like Nico Hulkenberg. You know, seeing him get that podium last year, that was a highlight of the year. You know, he's always been one of these drivers that never quite got the right drive. He never quite got in the right car at the right time. So it was good to see him get a podium. I'd like to see him get put in a car that he could actually win in. Bortoleto, I think his time will come. Just has to be patient. Oh, let's try something different at Brazil. Let's do this. Let's stick this one. Let's put that one on. Let's put that one on. And let's see if we can two-stop center. Team paintings, I've got official Ferrari flags, I've got one of Mika Häkkinen's McLaren race suits, I've got one of Ayrton Senna's helmets, I've got an entire house I've got every single Schumacher like mini helmet, I've got every Senna mini helmet. I've got a Senna full-size helmet. I've got Häkkönen's race suit. I've got every Formula One model car of Senna's. Besides, I've got about 400 model cars. I've got a Prost print. I've got a Senna print. I've got a signed Schumacher poster. And that's all I can remember, actually. Oh, wrong one. Yeah. I'll have to two-stop Senna next time. I think I screwed that one up. Hey, if the drivers work for you, that's all that matters. You know, you'll hear people say, oh, you've got to use this and you've got to use that, and why do you use this and why do you use that? And my philosophy is if it works and you win, that's good enough. No, this guy's club is Senna Forever. Oh, Veloster. Now he's pretty good usually. Wow. He usually puts up a better race than this. Oh well. What's he using? Verstappen and Hamilton. I bet you he's got the other setup on. Favourite circuit? Favourite circuit? Well, it's definitely... I tell you what Adelaide used to be, but I'm assuming you're talking about what's actually on the calendar now. I loved Adelaide as a circuit. I thought that was brilliant. It was definitely not Melbourne. Favourite circuit? It's a good question. I hadn't thought of that. Favourite circuit? Favourite? I don't know. Probably Bahrain. I like Bahrain. Yeah, Suzuka's a good choice. What was that you were saying about rain? Good old Spain. Spain in the rain. Come on. Suzuka's put up some pretty good races over the years. I know Senna and Prost used to go at it. Well, rain in like real life or in the game? I know in real life I love a wet race. As long as it's not too wet. Just enough wet for them to slide around a bit. I remember a few years ago, we were sitting in the steward's room and the race was, I can't remember what race it was, but it was really boring. I mean, like really boring. It was just follow the leader. And one of us said, you know, we should mandate a rule where every race has to be partly wet. And except I'm not quite sure how you'd organise that, but that seriously has merit. You know, like, say 20 laps, 20 or 30 laps, smack dab in the middle of the race where the track's wet. I reckon that would be fun. I'm not really a hybrid person. I prefer the old V10s. Raw power and all noise. What am I doing? Yeah, the old there was nothing like the old V10s. Like the noise they made, like when you're up close, like I remember standing beside, and this was just the Minardi, you know, like the back grid car, the rear of grid car. I remember standing beside it and they were running the engine, they were warming it up, and the sound it made was just crazy. It was so good. You know, you could physically feel it. Yeah, get rid of all the hybrids and the electrics and all the fancy garbage, bring back the old straight V10s. You know, now that they've got synthetic fuel, which was the big argument, you know, why they got rid of it. Now they've got 100% synthetic fuel, bring back the V10s. I think the crowds would love it. Oh, absolutely. The sound his Renaults made was just magic. Plus, it was one of the nicest looking cars too. You know. Yeah, get rid of all this fancy garbage. Take it back to just pure power and speed. I've actually got a video that I made earlier. It's got Bortoletto and Hulkenberg. Trying to think where it was at. Canada. Canada in the wet. I'm pretty sure it was. Come on, P1. Probably get P4. Two. I get more P2s than anyone, I think. I have no idea why. Ocon, now what? Piastri. YouTube as I was in second place. I'll have a look. I think it's someone in his club. I don't know, it might be him. I don't take that much notice. Come on. Yeah, it'd be interesting if it is Azza. We have this rivalry. Come on. Go away. Oh yeah, now in third. Yeah, it's just someone in his club. I wonder, is he in this group? Let me see if he's in this group. No. No. No one in the group that I know. Does that change? Usually there's someone in it. Nope. No, no one in the group I know. What am I up to so far? 72. It's about time I lost. I started playing in the first year it was released, but it was right at the end of that year. Like I started it in, I started playing in April. Apparently it was released in May of 2019. I started playing in April of 2020, and then the next month in May of 2020 it started the new season. So yeah, I've been playing for years. That's why you probably noticed I've got thousands and thousands of boosts. Because up until a couple of years ago, we never had to use them except in GPs. So we just collected them. Oh, do it! Shitbox. I'd be glad to see the back of him. When the new season comes out in May, just don't rush through to Series 12. What you want to do is get to Series 9 as fast as you can, and then sit there and build your assets up. Just build your levels of all your assets, because once you get them to a high level in Series 9, they'll last you till Series 11. And in the meantime, like you go to Series 10, your Series 9 high level Series 9s will win in Series 10. While ever that keeps happening, you're building your Series 10 parts. When you then get to Series 11, you'll have your Series 10 parts at a reasonable level that you can compete. Then you go to Series 11, you compete there, your lower parts are good enough to win. You'll then build your Series 11 parts, so that when you go to Series 12, you'll have levels high enough in Series 11 to compete in Series 12. Once you're in Series 12, it's just play it as much as you can and build your Series 12 parts. But you don't have to. For the first couple of years I played, I got to Series 9 and stayed there. But the trick is, what you have to do, you have to drop enough flags so that you don't open Series 10. That way you can just keep racing in Series 9 without having to worry about going to Series 10. Because once you open the next series, you have to go and race in there to get all your milestones and all your objectives. And so you drop enough flags that you can max out Series 9, but you don't open Series 10. From what I notice, people rush through to Series 12. When they get there, they can't compete. They're just getting destroyed. And because they're not winning, they're not building their coins, they start running out of coins. They then have to go back down into lower series. But the lower series don't give you the rewards, like your milestone rewards, your objective rewards. You know, your pit pass rewards, like, they don't give you the trophies that you need to get those rewards, and it's just, you end up stuck. And then the game, unless you can win, you lose interest in the game really quick. You know, constantly getting beaten and just wasting coins will turn you off the game faster than anything. When the new game starts in May, play the game as much as you can, because everybody's at the same footing. Well, everybody's got the same assets. Where you run into a problem is going to be boosts. And there's not much you can do about it. The big problem with the game today is the big problem for beginners in the game today is the amount of boosts. You burn through boosts like it's crazy. You know, I've got so many boosts. I've got nearly 100,000 boosts. So I can afford just to use them. But all you've got to do is look at Az's free-to-play account. And he literally runs out of boosts. Without boosts, you can't compete. If you can't compete, you can't advance. If you can't advance, you lose interest in the game. You know, and the stupid way they've got GPs now where, you know, to do well in a Champs GP, you have to go down and play in Challenger for 3 weeks or something so that you get an easier group in Champion. Like, that's all garbage. Like, that is the most ridiculous setup I've ever heard. Why Hutch came up with that idea? Just stupidity. You know, you get people that don't spend a bucket load of money on the game thrown in groups with people who spend absolute thousands of dollars. You know, like last weekend, I scored 415 points out of 424. I ended up 32nd. There are other champ groups where P1 was 388 points. Personally, I think groups should be random. I think they should just, you just randomly get thrown into a group, not these ones where, you know, you because you have one really good, and okay, if you're in one of these, oops, this is going to be fun. If you're in one of these groups, these lower groups, and you do well, you get thrown into the top group or the second top group with all the people who really know how to play and really score well. Yeah, just haven't going to run out of tyres. No, that's life. Oh, they're both running out of tyres. Hey, way to go. The best season and the best GPs were when they had the GPs based on the amount of flags you had. And even that way, you still, like, there were people that manipulated it. I did. You know, you kept your flags low, you built your assets up. And for example, that was 2023. I scored 27 P1s in GPs. I scored like 12 in a row. But it gave beginners the chance to, like, get good results. With good results came good rewards. With good rewards came that they could play better and they would move up the ladder. You know, you mightn't get a P1, you know, for a while, but eventually you get to the point where you can compete with people like me at the time. You know, 27, sorry, that's contender. 27 contender P1s is like crazy. You know, like 12, it got to the point where I just did the GP1. You know, like 12 in a row was the best, but I was constantly getting 5 in a row, 3 in a row, like. When you get 27 GP wins out of, I think it was 51 GPs. And that doesn't include all the P2s, like, I'll show you in a minute. At the end of this sprint, I'll show you my Hall of Fame for that year. It's insane. Plus back then, you didn't use boosts in duels, and you were getting 390 boosts per GP. And you're only using, I think it was 80 boosts for a GP. You know, back then you could actually build your boosts. Whereas now you're using, well, in sprints, what do you got? You do 2 sprints an hour. Each sprint, 4 races minimum. That's what? 4 boosts a race, 16 boosts per car per sprint. No, sorry. 4 boosts, that's 16 boosts per race. Per sprint. I'll get it right in a minute. Yeah, 2 per car, 4 per race, 4 races, it's 16. So 16 boosts per sprint. So you're using roughly 32 boosts per hour. And now, like, I don't know what you get in Contender now. I haven't looked at it for ages. But, you know, even if you're getting P1, I'd imagine you're probably only getting 250 maybe. And you'll soon burn through those. La, 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 la. Come on. Oh, Verstappen. Oh, a real player. I didn't notice that. Where's the other one? Ninth. Okie dokie. Come on. And that's another one. What race is that? I think it's race 2, isn't it? Yeah, race 2. Wish these sprint crates were like they were when they first brought them out. Used to get 15 epics. Now you only get 5. Defending and cornering. Defending and cornering. Yeah, let's use some of these. I've got tons. Must get pretty boring. There's no fighting, no. Just get in front and win. There we go. Even the crates aren't exciting. Safety car! On the wrong lap. Oh well. Another P2 crate coming. Russell crashed. Is that Norris in 3rd? No, and he's on hards. Like it's not a 6-lap race. He wouldn't pit. So what am I going to do? Yeah, I know what I'll do. Send Senna round and pit on the next lap and have Verstappen pit the lap after that. they all on hards? Nope, but they're all pitting. Six laps on hards with a safety car. Why doesn't that surprise me? Oh, here's a tip for anyone. When the car you're worried about goes into the pits, boost. Hit that red one and go for it. You actually make up about twice the distance. What time is it? Is it 9:20? Yeah, whenever your opponent is sitting still in the pits, hit that boost and get the hell out of there. Because even if he's on faster tyres, he's going to use all his boost to even getting anywhere near. Up to 111.7 billion. Double coins are gold during sprints. Double coins, crate timer. Open every crate, collect those coins. What are these blue frames? Are they the old platinums or something? Ooh, 2, 5 and 6. Overtaking, cornering. Good old cranberry. Not the greatest, but it'll do. I don't use it for anything else, so I may as well use it for something. Real player. Oh, didn't need a boost. Come on, Verstappen, get your shit together. There we go. Now you're getting it. Watch this. Why do they use DRS in the corners? That's just stupid. Seriously, that's one of the dumbest places. DRS does not work around those huge corners. Well, he's not winning this one. D&D better hards, better softs. Well, at least he got the right tyre on this time. Gee, he got Senna and Russell. Why is his Senna so bad? And that's the end of that. Boom. And there's the difference between being on the right tyres and being on the wrong ones. Let's have a look. Yeah, wouldn't you use softs on one of them at least? That's nuts. On driver stats alone, he should have won. Ooh, wrong setup. He's used the common setup that everyone says, you got to use this one, you got to use this one. Got to go full cornering. Unfortunately, it gives you junk. No wonder he lost. Anyway. Oh, 18-11 too, even at a higher team score. Well, he just got taught. P2. Again! God, I hate P2s. More bucks. Colapinto! And Antonelli! Oh, never fails. You always get one crap one. Man, what do we got? Bamman! Oh, we got the trio! Oh, well. La, da, 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 da. The only one we were missing's Hedger. Go away. Wrong one. Ah, not that one, idiot. This one. So, welcome back. Carlos and NASA. Excellent. That's what you got to do. It's the best thing about duels. You don't have to beat the whole field. You just got to beat your rival. The worst thing you can do in this game is panic. Sometimes you just have to be patient. Yeah, people keep saying, I want to race real players, I want to race real players. The goal of this game is to win. And if racing against bots means you win, then a win's a win in my book. You know, I hear some YouTubers go, oh, you know, I feel sorry for my rival. Nah, not me. You know, I've heard YouTubers say, oh, you know, I feel sorry for him, I'll split the points with him. Why? The goal is to win. Ooh, 2, 4, 5, 17th. Why's he using Adja? Really? Now let's go the other way. Let's do it this way. Oh. There's no special way of getting them. There's no trick to getting them. It's all luck. The only way to get them is just keep racing. Look, I got Max Verstappen out of a weekly league crate. I got Senna from a legendary crate. Your best chance of getting them is from legendary crates. Because even the weekly league crate was a legendary crate. But there's no... There's no trick to getting them. It's pure luck. You can get them in gold crates. You can get them in P1 sprint crates. You can get it, and you can get them in platinums and legendaries. But the drop rates are so ridiculously low. Like, I couldn't believe it. When I got Senna, I nearly fell over. Like, his drop rate is 0.18%. Like, that is ridiculous. 0.18%. Oh, shit. I forgot to pit. 0.18%. Like, that is nuts. Well, this will be interesting. Let's see if I can get back to P2. If I do, it'll be a miracle. Anyway, there's always hope. Yeah, I know. I did it in the final round of a GP recently. I forgot to pit 3 times in 8 races, and twice in the same race. And it ended up costing me P1 in the GP. But, you know, that's life. Hey! I didn't even see that. There you go. You got P3 again. If you have a look at my channel, you can go into the playlists, and there's playlists for every track. And for every track, those playlists go back years. So you can go back to like 2023 and have a look at races at Japan or wherever. I love Japan. I love racing at Japan in this game. People, for some reason, don't know how to use the DRS in Japan. Yeah, I know. I went a bit crazy when I first started it. But if you go into the playlists, you can look up every single track. You can look up all the wet tracks, all the safety cars. All the videos on my in those playlists, they're only about 7 minutes long because they're just that race. And the best way to watch them is put the video on, go to settings in the video, put the video on 1.5 times, and they go really fast. Like, to me, it's how the game should play. But you can watch like 7-minute videos in about 4.5 minutes. There's no commentary to them, so you don't have to listen to someone talking at 1,000 miles an hour. You can go into, there's one playlist that is all the races, and there's one playlist that's just the Grand Prix races. And they're done by year. Yeah, when I first started this channel, I recorded every single race I did. I soon realised that that was pointless. So now I just do the track rotations and the GPs. I have no idea. I actually don't take any notice of the temperatures. I know people say you should, but I just never do. I don't see any difference. But yeah, you can go back in the years and watch them, find them fairly easily. I can't remember actually when I started this. I'm not sure how far it goes back. Yeah, I've seen that too. And they've had that in the game for years. And I don't know, it might be right. I've heard people say it. I've just never really noticed it. But people say it about Jetta all the time. Oh, temperature's above 30 degrees, blow, you know, tyres are going to do this, or temp's only 25 degrees, the tyres are going to do that. I just don't see any difference. You know, that might be right. I just get on it, play it, hopefully get 1-2s. Which sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But I do know one thing. You can't use bad drivers with a good car. But you can use good drivers with a bad car. Norris in this game is crazy. Like one race at Jeddah, Norris was like I'd be at the bottom of the track, Norris would be at the top of the track. He'd like half a track in front. It's just, and there was nothing you could do to catch him. I've lost so many GPs because of Norris, it's not funny. Norris has cost me so many points this year. Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see the stats, Norris's stats, because they must be insane. Like I've seen videos where people have been on full boost on soft tyres. Norris is cruising on hard tyres and pulling away. Like it's just ridiculous. Piastri doesn't seem as strong. And occasionally George Russell will get the Norris bug and you just won't catch him. Like last year I think it was Leclerc. Like if Leclerc got in front, that was the end of it. He was gone. But yeah, I don't know what they've done to Norris, but he just, if he gets out in front while you're stuck in traffic, he just drives off into the distance, and there's nothing you'll do to catch him. Norris is good for tyres, but I think overall Russell is better. If only I could figure out why Russell was so fast. In one GP, I'd had enough of Russell. So what of Norris, sorry. So what I did, I built the fastest car I could get, and I used Norris, and it was the only way I could beat him. I had to use Norris to beat Norris. Like, it was just insane how fast he was. And I think the only reason I could beat him was because Norris didn't get away at the start. He got stuck in traffic a bit, which allowed me to catch up to him. But it's just that he gets these insane starts, and the first lap he's like quarter of a lap in front. Ooh, this will be a good one. Russell and Hamilton. Yeah, if they work, good. You know, I don't think Verstappen is the best podium star. Like him, Norris, Russell, it's a real toss-up between the three of them. What am I going to do? Let's go this way. Let's put some tyres. No, that's the wrong one. I want tyres on this one. Let's put some tyres on that one. Let's put that. Ooh, that was luck. Australia. Yeah, I'm from the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. Why did I do that? Yeah, something different. I hope they bring back the season score today. I'm dying to know what mine is. Nah. I've got nothing against hard tyres. In I used to Abu Dhabi use hard tyres. Hard tyres work perfect in Abu Dhabi. One stop, hard tyres win all the time. But people say, oh, they're too slow, blah, blah. I wonder sometimes whether tyres are track specific. Because hard tyres at Abu Dhabi, absolutely smash them. Yet you put hard tyres at Jeddah work well. But you put hard tyres, say, not Monza, what's Austria, Red Bull Ring. Put hard tyres on there, it seems to go so slow. You know, like, at Silverstone, if I run soft tyres, they can't overtake, they don't have any speed. But if I use medium tyres, they fly. So sometimes I wonder whether tracks have like a tyre preference that nobody knows about. No, it's all done in the corners. If you run a soft versus a hard, you will notice the difference significantly when they come into the corners. The soft will just drive straight past. But in a straight line, I don't think there's that much difference. And if you're going to use DRS, make sure you push at the same time. The difference in speed is crazy. I wonder if I'll get my win streak to 100 before I get beat. Usually I get it to about 80 and then I get this insane player. Not a great fan of Canada in the wet. Probably about another 45 minutes. It's when this coin timer runs out. Can't remember when I started it. Amazes me how different the qualifying can be on the same track with the same tyres, with the same drivers, in the same conditions. God, Santa got past him. can't remember what time it was when I put coin timer on. Oh yeah, if you use a boost with power unit, it does. It recovers real quick. You'll also notice too, if you use a boost with power unit, the power unit lasts longer when you use it. It recovers quicker. And I can't remember which boost it is, but one of them, like, it recovers so fast. Oh, I don't know how many times that's happened to me. You go into the pits, you get a broken down car and it slows you right down. That one wasn't too bad. Also, if you use Aeroblade in place of Valkyrie, the power unit will recover faster too. Yeah, Valkyrie has DRS, but it's only 24 up against Aeroblade, which is 60. I think the new rear wing too, I think it has more DRS. I think it's more like 60 as well. Another moderator just handled it. I don't have moderators. I've never seen that come up before. This message is held for review. Why won't it let me say show? Maybe it did. I have no idea. Oh, bullshit. Oh, you don't want to see that. That is a pain. As long as you win, that's all that matters. How do you get that? Like, come on. I hate these because you can't get out of it. You have to hit collect, and what it does is it throws you straight into another race. Like, it is a pain. Look at that, see? You've already got 2 people started. Annoys as shit. How do you get a P4? Like, that's ridiculous. That is crazy. Oh, shit. "35 minutes to go, so that's 1 more sprint. And it better not be a P4. How do you get a P4? 4 races? No, I don't know how that happens. One more sprint. And it better not be a P4. How do you get a P4? Like, really? Barcelona in the rain. The rain in Spain is a pain. Tyre management and cornering. Tyre management and cornering. Let's stick November in it. Let's put November in one and tyre water in the other. Go on. God, I'd even settle for a P3 ahead of a P4. Just 10,000 coins makes a difference. Go on, round you go. Oh, we're doing the F1 shuffle. Why does it do that? That is so annoying. Where's it go? I think it's got something to do with the boost. When you put the boost on. Oh, wrong way. Let me see, if I put the boost on, does the screen rock and roll? Let me see, if I put both on, does it do it? Eh. So much for that theory. Finish this sprint. Have a nice cup of tea. A couple of hot cross buns. Try and stop the cat from attacking me. Then come back and do it all again. 1.5 days, and I got what? 12 hours of coin boosts. hours. About $5 billion, about 5 billion coins. Oh shoot. I want the season score to come back because I want to know what mine is. I didn't see that when it was out before. Hey, double stack! Double stack and still 1-2. What have we got? Police helicopter flying overhead. I'll be checking out the women in the swimming pools. Wow, it's amazing how far behind the TV is. I've actually got this playing on the TV through YouTube. Wow. A long way behind. Let me see. Oh, TV's going to draw it. YouTube's going to chuck a fit. This is going to bundy out. It's getting close. Oh, there we go.